Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are doing the Shrine of Secrets review for the 18th of August 2021. It is almost the end of the summer already and I cannot believe it, it's gone so fast. I missed last week, so sorry about that, but I did tweet some brief thoughts on the perks on my Twitter @lbrabbing, but of course that doesn't really matter now because we have a new shrine. But yeah, I'm here now, so I will be at uni soon. So again, I don't know what's going to happen with this series. I'm going to have to, try and just see how it fits in with everything. But I might not have enough time for it. But I've still got a few weeks left, so here I am. We have the PTB that came out yesterday, which was Hellraiser. There was such a debate. Not a debate, well, kind of a debate, but there's such a thing going on about what killer and DLC it would be. But I am very interested in this killer right now. It's very intriguing. It's very well done as well. So, yeah, it's just a shame consoles don't have PCBs. But anyway, we're going to get started, I think. First of all, we have Balanced Landing, which is a near perk. And this one's been on a few times. I've talked about it before. However, I have used it more recently because I had a chance to use it and put it in one of my builds on my survivors. I have to say, honestly, I think my opinion of it has gone up a bit since I've played a bit more. But basically, after falling from a height, cat-like reflexes reduce your stagger duration from falling by 75% and reduce the volume of grunts from falling by 100%. So when you fall down, you don't have that moment where you kind of balance yourself a bit when you fall on the ground. That gets completely reduced, well, 75% reduced, and the noise is completely reduced. You start sprinting at 150% of your normal running speed for a maximum of 3 seconds, causes exhaust status effect for 60 seconds, blah blah blah, 50 seconds at tier 2 and 40 seconds at tier 3. Yeah, so essentially the short version is that you fall from a great height, and the second you touch the ground you get a speed boost and you zoom away. So yeah, I would say this one is actually a pretty viable exhaustion perk. It's hard to use, which I think is the main problem with it. Certain maps don't have drops, or if they do, they're really awkward ones to get to. But again, I think on Macmillan and Autohaven are really good because they have those little hills around the map, which are really good. But other than that, it can be quite hard to trigger, and also, also, you don't get the bonus from the stagger duration or the volume of grunts if you're exhausted. That doesn't happen. It's only when the perk's ready to be used, so keep that in mind. But other than that, I think it's good. I think it's quite solid. Again, my opinion of it has gone up since I've actually played with it a couple of times. It's actually saved me a lot of situations. But yeah, I think the main issue is just trying to get it to trigger. I think that's the main problem with it. But other than that, yeah, pretty solid. Next up we have Breakdown, which is a Jeff perk. I feel like it's been a while since you've seen this one. Basically, anytime you are removed from a hook, either from escaping yourself or by getting saved from a teammate, the hook breaks and the killer's aura is shown to you for 4 seconds, which is 5 seconds at tier 2 and 6 seconds at tier 3. A hook broken by this perk takes 180 seconds to respawn. I used to use this one when I first got it, which was ages ago. I think it's a niche kind of perk. It's good for if there's a trade going on where if someone gets downed, try if you get not really farmed, but that trade, so you get rescued and your rescuer goes down instantly. It's good for that, I guess, because they have to go further away. Other than that, I don't know. Again, it's one of those perks that for some reason just has an aura reveal in it. I hate perks like this where Babysitter, where they can't think of everything else to put in there, so they just do a random aura reveal, which is so weird and pointless. But yeah, I think this one would be really good if you were in a Survive Friends and if all of you were using it, because I feel like that would be quite annoying. I guess you could combine it with Breakout and also Saboteur, because it would just make it a pain in the ass with the killer, because they just have to keep moving everywhere and they keep saboing it and you keep escaping. So I guess it's good in that sense. You can try and use it solo queue. I will say this is really good for that challenge where you have to break hooks. I think it does count for that challenge, because I know sometimes it goes to 12 times and it's really annoying to just keep bringing toolboxes and just breaking the hooks like that. So I think it does count for that challenge, so I would say that's good purpose for it. But other than that, I think it's okay. But yeah, try using it with like friends and having you all use it, because I'm sure that would be a complete pain in the ass. Next up we have Hex Horn to the ground, which is a spirit perk, and this one will spawn 2 trapped hex totems, which means they won't do anything, but obviously they'll do something which I'll explain in a second, but like, you know, they don't really have like another purpose. But basically, when either one of the 2 trapped hex totems is cleansed by a survivor, all survivors will suffer from the exposed stats effect for 40 seconds, 50 seconds at tier 2 and 60 seconds at tier 3. The remaining trapped hex totem immediately becomes a dual totem. This one is great. Number 1, for defending hex totems. I know that half of hex perks are to protect other hex perks, but this one's probably one of the better ones, because survivors, I mean, some survivors don't, but a lot of survivors are drawn to cleansing hex totems because they get blood points from it, and sometimes like, oh, it could be Ruin, it could be Devour. So a lot of the times you'll get value from this because they'll just cleanse it thinking like, oh yes, I've just cleansed them really good. And sometimes it might be, but if it is one of these 2 totems, then the whole team's fucked for 60 seconds. Which unfortunately, like things like Make Your Choice has the same issue, where when they're exposed they'll just hide because they'll just realise that, oh, I'm going to go down in 1 hit, so I just need to wait it out. So a lot of them will hide, which I guess is good in its own sense, because that means they're not doing gens or other totems, but it can be kind of hard to get value from this. But also the second reason for using this perk is good. It's good for M1 killers. Killers like Nurse, Michael, Doctor, Hag, Spirit herself, Wraith. Killers that, you know, just have even Ghostface I'm thinking about. It's good for this as well, just because they can probably benefit from getting a down in a chase, if they might struggle with it, things like that. Or, you know, if it depends when it's cleansed, because sometimes they won't cleanse it at all. If they know it's haunted grounds, or they just don't want to cleanse it, then you won't get any value from it. But if they do, it depends when they do it, because sometimes it goes off right at the start of the match, which is a shame, because sometimes, you know, you haven't found anyone by that point. So maybe you could combine this with Retribution, which is what I've done before, so every time a hex totem is destroyed, it shows everyone's auras for 10 seconds, so you'll know where everyone is, so you can go and down them instantly. Pardon me. But yeah, other than that, you know, it's solid. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, it's a fun one. And finally, we have Goes the Weasel, which is a clown perk, and this one is very infamous. This is probably one of, if not the best gen. I wouldn't say it's the best in my opinion, but it's probably one of the best gen regress perks in the game. After you hook someone, you have 35 seconds, which is 40 seconds at tier 2 and 45 seconds at tier 3. You have that amount of time to find a gen, and that gen you kick will not only lose the normal progress, but lose an additional 25% of its progress. The normal regression will continue after you use it. But yeah, basically just gets rid of like a quarter of the generator's progress instantly, which can be really devastating. This is good on basically any killer, especially high mobility. I know some people are like, oh, don't use it on any killer because, you know, it means you have to take time out of chase, which is honestly a bad thing about this perk, is that, you know, you only have 45 seconds to use this perk, so you have to give up time chasing someone or putting pressure around to go and find a gen that needs kicking. Sometimes there'll be gens in your vicinity that don't have enough progress to benefit from 25% progress, you know. So other than that, and just having to like take time out to do things like that, other than that, it's good. I think this is solid. It can be really devastating if you have a 3 gen at the end of the game. If you can, as long as you can get downs, you know, that's very crippling to the team. I would still use Ruin rather than this, but that's not to say this isn't bad. This is good on any killer, I think, especially high mobility, but anyone works with this. Anyone can benefit from a quarter gen progress like that. Yeah. Which ones should I think you buy? Pop, absolutely, just because it's so good. And Clown has Bamboozle, which is very good, but also has Colorophobia, which is not very good. So I would say just get this, don't worry about it. Get Bamboozle next time it comes out. Yeah, Balance Landing, I wouldn't say it's worth 2,000 iridescent shards to get. Breakdown definitely isn't. Jeff's got a niche perks, so I would maybe just get Jeff. And Haunted Grounds, maybe if you're interested, I don't know. but you know, Spirit also has. Actually, no. I would say this is probably her best perk. So maybe if you're interested, but I personally wouldn't. But I don't know, if you're someone who uses Devour a lot or something, and you want to, you know, get some defense for that, then yeah, go for it. But I possibly don't. But Pop, absolutely. If you do not have Pop, absolutely get this at least, because it's crazy, man. But guys, that's gonna do it for me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week with my next one.